Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crooked Hour. Today I'm going to be breaking down Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. Main card, going to be going through our picks and doing rapid fire picks on each fight. We're going to keep this short and sweet. I've got some dogs on this card. We're just going to get through this. Starting off, Boser against Rodrigo Nascimento. I'm going to take Rodrigo Nascimento. He's the shittier striker. Boser, faster striker, better kickboxer. Just way faster on the feet. Rodrigo though, 9-1. 6 of his 8 wins are by submission. So I'm really just banking on the dog here to make it through the first round or second round, and really just use. He has a kind of bit of a boring style, I will admit. He likes to get his opponent up against the fence and just grind it there. I'm banking on him to do that against Boser. I'm banking on him to shut down the distance, not let Boser. You know, Boser's very active. He's a very active striker, always throwing power shots. But the quicker Rodrigo closes that gap, clinches him, and tries for takedowns, if he doesn't get him, he doesn't get him. He's got a decent gas tank, a decent chin. I'm going to bank on him to get this to the ground in the third round and find a submission. He's got good submissions. He doesn't have the best takedown offense, but I'm going to bet on him as a dog to get Boser down. Boser can be taken down, but off his back he's pretty active and he can get back to his feet. I'm going to bank on there being a scramble. Rodrigo maybe taking the back, because that's what he's going to be looking to do, and choking out Boser in the third round. But it should be a back and forth round. If I actually had to hedge this, I'd probably hedge it to Boser. Probably 55-45 Boser, just because of the power on the feet and the striking on the feet. But Rodrigo's got those submissions, man. If he gets this to the mat, I think we're banking in. So my pick is Rodrigo by third round submission. Next up on the card, Joe Pyfer versus Alen Amedovski. I've got Joe Pyfer in this one, coming off the Contender Series. And this is his official UFC debut. He's never fought outside of the Contender Series in the UFC. So this is his UFC debut. You know, I really rate Joe Pyfer. He had that fight against, what's his name, Aussie Diaz. I just rate him. He's got nice striking, very lead hand dominant with his left hand, jabs, check hooks, and he's got good wrestling as well. He's got nice slams and dumps. You know, I could just see Alen coming in with his pressure and Joe Pyfer keeping him away with his jab. And when Alen comes in too quick, Joe Pyfer can just shoot a takedown, get it to the mat. You know, he gets takedowns pretty easy. Well, in his fight against Aussie Diaz, he did. And I'm going to bank on him to do that, you know. Be a bit better on the feet. Get it to the ground when he needs to. Alen Amedovski's 0-3 in the UFC. If he loses this one, he'll more than likely be cut. He came in undefeated. I think the UFC is a bit too much for him at this stage. He's just a power hitter. He goes in, springy punches, trying to look for the shot. But the thing is, his chin isn't the best. So when he's going in, you need a chin to do that. And he doesn't have the chin, and he's getting clipped and dropped and ground and pounded to death. And he also got ragdolled against Holmes after getting hurt. So Joe Pyfer, good wrestler, could see him hurting him and ragdolling him. If Joe Pyfer does get hurt, I could also see him chasing it to the ground and recovering. I just think this is a horrible matchup for Alen. I like Joe Pyfer a lot in this matchup. I probably hedge it 70-30 for Joe Pyfer, or maybe even more, honestly. So I'm going to say Joe Pyfer by first round submission. I could see him hurting Alen. You know, Alen going in, kill or be killed, getting clipped by a check hook from Joe Pyfer, then Joe Pyfer chasing him to the ground and looking for a submission. He's not really a submission guy, but I just have a feeling that instead of going at the hands, he's going to be looking for a choke. He might want to have something to prove. You know, when you knock someone down with your hands and then you submit them, I mean, it just looks good. Just looks good. Next up on the card, a featherweight bout between Fili and Bill Algeo. I've got Bill Algeo in this one. I think whenever it hits the ground, Fili might have a wrestling advantage, but Bill Algeo is really awkward on the ground. He's always reversing or making it awkward for his opponent. Got a good bottom game too, got a good submission defense. Fili might be a little bit better in the striking department, but I think Bill Algeo's got unpredictable striking. I'm taking Bill Algeo here. I think his unpredictable striking might cause Fili some problems. I could see him hurting Fili here. Could see Fili going for a takedown and Bill Algeo using his crazy scrambles and crazy ground game to make this in his advantage. You know, Bill Algeo's also on a run too, while Andre Fili just got knocked out in his last bout, which was only back in April. So I think Bill Algeo gets this one done. I'm going to say, I'm just throwing him out there. Second round submission. Him and Andre Fili back and forth. Bill Algeo hits Andre Fili with a glancing shot, kind of stuns him, so Andre Fili just does the smart thing, shoots for a takedown, and gets darsed by Bill Algeo in the second round. That's how I see this fight going. Bill Algeo is a dog. We're taking the dogs here. Bill Algeo, submission win, Darce in the second round. Next up, we got Chidi. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last name. Versus Gregory Rodrigues, the Robocop. Now, Gregory Rodrigues is only 30. I can't believe that. Like, he looks at least 38. Like, I don't know how he's 30. That amazed me. But I am going to take Robocop here. Chidi's got very good kickboxing. He impressed me in his last fight a lot. But I think Robocop's got a very nice boxing style. And people need to understand that he's got a very good ground game if he needs to use it. He's a very good wrestler, very good jiu-jitsu. I think he's got that to back him up if he does get hurt here. And, you know, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to throw it out there right now. I like the bet on this fight. Fight does not go the distance. I really like the bet on this fight. I think Gregory Rodrigues has the better power. Chidi has the more diverse shots. Chidi's got very good takedown defense, very good clinches and elbows. You know, he won his last fight by a brutal elbow from the clinch. But the Robocop, man, he's got a nice tight guard, always plotting forward. He's got piston-like shots, like he just pumps them out straight down the guard. I could just see him walking Chidi down. Chidi landing some good shots of his own, maybe even hurting Rodrigues. But I just think the power of Rodrigues and his simple, tight boxing game as well, mixed with his wrestling, if he does need to use it, I think it might be enough to win him this one. But Chidi ain't out of this. He ain't out of this. I think this is a very close fight. I could say nearly 50-50. I'd usually take the dog in this instance, but I personally just think Gregory Rodrigues is going to win this one, but it is a close fight. It is a close fight. I'm going to say Rodrigues wins this one by second round KO. A bit of a back and forth round. Maybe they hurt each other. Then Robocop comes out, maybe threatens a takedown. But overall, just a nice, tight, plotting game. Pumping shots straight down the middle, straight right. Hurts Chidi, follows him up to the ground. Very good ground game, especially when the opponent's hurt. Ground and pounds him out in the second round. Gregory Rodrigues wins the fight. Now, this fight here got cancelled. Giga is out. So I'm just going to have to skip it. Now we go to the main event. Cory Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. I'm going to pick an unpopular pick here. I'm going to say Song Yadong. The man's 23 years old. And I feel like he's always improving. I feel like he's going to have the more power here. His boxing combinations, man. His boxing combinations are crazy. I do really like the slick game for Cory Sandhagen. Of course, we all know the flying knees. He's very good at fighting backwards as well as fighting forwards. You know, he'll back up and then he'll pause and kind of stand his ground a little bit. But I feel like that's where he's going to be in trouble. That's where I feel like he can't do against Song Yadong. I feel like when he does do that, that's when Song Yadong's going to unload those combinations. And if he does find the chin of Cory Sandhagen, it's not going to be good. This man packs some serious power. He did have a rough fight against Kyler Phillips, which I think Cory Sandhagen could really take some notes from that fight. But I'm betting on Song Yadong as the underdog to really use his pace and his power and his boxing combinations to make this a difficult fight for Cory Sandhagen. I think Cory Sandhagen's key to victory is just to be on the outside and outpoint this. But I think he's just in danger whenever they come in close, because Song Yadong's going to throw those punches. Song Yadong on the uprise, 23 years old, coming up. I feel like Song Yadong's going to get the KO in the third round against Cory Sandhagen after a back and forth fight. Cory Sandhagen winning the first two, probably on the path to win the third round. Song Yadong throws out a nice combination, gets the TKO win against Cory Sandhagen. But again, I'm probably going to say this is 50-40 Cory, because I think Cory has the more keys to win this fight. He's got the more tools in his tool belt. He's got the better kicking. I honestly feel like he could just out-kick and outpoint Song Yadong over the 5 rounds. But the 5 rounds does worry me, because that's more opportunity for Song Yadong to land a good shot. They're both very good on top as well. So I'm just going to side on the underdog here to get the KO win. Song Yadong, let's go. And that's all for this video. I appreciate you all for watching. I know my channel's been getting a bit of hate, but I'm trying. Like, I mean, I appreciate the feedback, but I'm trying. I'm just going to stay true to myself, though. I'm not going to change my content up too much just because, you know, some people complain. But I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate the ones who do show love. We just keep on keeping on. This should be a good card. Subscribe and join the Crooked Hour family. And as always, guys, have a good one.
The channel is fucking mad.